We already discussed that MongoDB uses documents to store data. Now, let's look at those documents a bit closer. How are documents represented in memory? And what is the correct syntax for these objects that we call documents? When you view or update documents in the Mongo shell, you are working in JSON, which stands for JavaScript Standard Object Notation. For a document to comply with the JSON format, you need to start and end the document with curly braces, separate each key and value with a colon, separate each key value pair with a comma, and include quotation marks around the keys. Keys are also known as fields in MongoDB. For example, this is valid JSON because it starts and ends with curly brackets, has key value pairs that are separated by commas. The keys are all surrounded by quotation marks, and there are colons between keys and values. And this is not. The document is surrounded with square brackets and keys are not in quotes. You may find that some code editors and software are very tolerant and don't error out when keys are missing quotes. That is software dependent and not 100% in line with what correct JSON looks like. You may also have noticed this strange field. This is a field that contains a document as a value. We will discuss these in detail later. JSON is user-friendly, readable, and familiar for many developers, so it seemed like an obvious choice for storing data. However, there are some drawbacks to storing data in this format. JSON is a text-based format, and text parsing is very slow. JSON's readable format is far from space efficient, another database concern. And JSON only supports a limited number of basic data types. So, MongoDB decided to address these drawbacks. If you look at your data the way it is stored in memory, you'll see something like this. This format is called BSON, which stands for binary JSON. Why BSON? Well, BSON was invented to bridge the gap, a binary representation to store data in JSON format, optimized for speed, space, and flexibility. The goal was to achieve high performance and general purpose focus. Since its initial formulation, BSON has been extended to add some optional non-JSON native data types, like dates and binary data. The additional data types allow for easier communication between the database and applications that can be written in a variety of languages, each of which uses their own variety of data types. MongoDB stores data in BSON format both internally and over the network, but that doesn't mean you can't think of MongoDB as a JSON database. Anything you can represent in JSON can be natively stored in MongoDB and retrieved just as easily in JSON. BSON provides additional features, speed, and flexibility, which is important to keep in mind when working with MongoDB.